Welcome to the Outback Way Podcast. I am Helen Lewis. Buckle up as we take you on Australia's longest shortcut, a journey through the heart of Australia. Welcome everyone to our fourth Outback Way Podcast, and I'm sure our last guest, Adventure Mama, Kate Richards, gave you some insights for travelling with kids on the Outback Way. Please like us and leave your reviews for our podcast. That's very helpful in regards to increasing our ratings and getting some more coverage, so your feedback is greatly appreciated. Today I'm honoured to be joined by Gavin Baskett, the Mayor of Winton, the dynamic outback Queensland town, hosting extraordinary events and home to iconic Australian attractions. Welcome Gavin, great to have you on our show.
G'day Helen, how are you today?
Well, thanks Gavin, great. So good you could join us. So
no worries, thanks for having me.
Pleasure. So what's it like being Mayor of Winton?
Oh, it's a very daunting job. I'd only been a councillor for 18 months before Butchie sadly passed away, and then I decided to put my hat in the ring and ended up getting the job. And yeah, it's been a baptism of fire since then, with the going through the rebuilding of the Waltzing Matilda Centre, and then also the Way Out West Fest, the celebration for the opening of it. That was a massive task organised. I've been a part of that, organising that, and geothermal, like we're in the process of building a geothermal plant, so, and then just your normal ongoing runnings of the council. So it's a very daunting job, but slowly getting the hang of it.
It's certainly an active town, isn't it? It's considering that Winton is almost 2 days' drive from Brisbane. Now, what makes it so groovy? It just keeps on delivering, and it's a really dynamic, busy place. And so what makes it? What is it? What is it about it? What caused you to be there? Like what attracted you to Winton, and what makes it so groovy?
Well, I first moved here in '87. I used to drive trucks from Toowoomba to Darwin. Got offered a job here with the late Buddha Grant driving cattle trucks, and I thought I'll try that for a couple of years, and then ended up getting bitten by the Winton bug and hooked up with a local girl and got married, and that was 31 years ago now, and yeah, I just love it out here. You get that outback sort of experience every day, and just the people are so friendly, and there's a lot of hard-working people here. I think that's why we have a lot of these festivals, and it's successful, very successful in the tourism industry. Just people are passionate about that, and like the first meeting was held here in 1967 which is now the WBTA, Winton Business and Tourism Association. And that was the same year that the Australian Tourism Association first started up. So they were great visionaries back those days, with the late Vince Evert and Peter Evert, Charlie Follott and a couple others. And it was probably 8 years, I think they were telling me, until any other area in the Central West decided to try to push tourism. So we had some great forefathers who had visions of tourism, and that's probably how it got rolling. And then the Outback Festival started in the early 70s, and I sort of think we're the festival capital of the Outback now. We sort of try and have 4 festivals a year, and but it's just the hard-working people of Winton, and we sort of don't mind a bit of a party here. Any excuse for a street party, and we'll be in it.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that's right. And I think also when you are reasonably remote, given the distances, I think there's always more energy for. Let's bring some people to town and fire this place up again, because it's now been a bit quiet for a few months. So, yeah, I think that's great. And so what other attractions has Winton got, and how does it interrelate with the Outback Way? You're at the start of the Outback Way, and in the Queensland, on the Queensland side, and just how do you think the Outback Way can contribute and assist with all the developments happening in tourism, and even just the town itself, with just the economic development of the town?
Yeah, no, well, it's great being at the start of the Outback Way. There's plenty of the ways sort of all around the country and that, but you sort of, when you're at the start, it makes it a bit of an iconic part of the highway. And like, we've got some great attractions here. We're probably best known for Waltzing Matilda, so I think we're the only, we were when it first happened, I'm not sure now, the only place in Australia that had a building celebrating a national song, and it's sort of Australia's unofficial anthem, and it's great to have that up and running again. Dinosaurs has really become a big part of Winton over the last 10 years. David and Judy Elliott have done a fantastic job with Australian Age of Dinosaurs. They've incorporated Lark Quarry, or the dinosaur stampede into that now, which is fantastic because they both interlink together. The dinosaurs that they have up on the hill and all their fossils and that are part of what happened out at Lark Quarry. And they've been great for Winton over the last 3 years without the Waltzing Matilda Centre, just keeping the tourists coming, staying in town, spending in the businesses, which is what it's all about. It's
it really has ensured that there hasn't been a blip in the tourism market in Winton, hasn't it? Because you've just got that excellent world-class Age of Dinosaurs attraction, and there's so much going on there with the bigger dinosaur, and people can really engage, people can spend time there, but also people can just come for a fleeting visit. So it's just a really great diversity, and plus then you've got La Quarry out there, which just complements it beautifully, and the whole dinosaur trip for families is such high authority for younger children. So yeah, it's been a really great asset to have while you've been rebuilding the Waltzing Matilda Centre.
Oh, it's fantastic. Like we've just finished bitumen the road up to Australian Age of Dinosaurs, which makes it all weather. They had a bit of trouble there a couple of winters ago when they were pretty well closed for 2 weeks in their peak season, so that's been complete. It's right to their car park now, it's bitumen, and they've got a couple more stages, so it'll be world renowned by the time David finishes with his grand plan, and that's just fantastic for town. But it was great just for them; they could get the people here. We had other attractions like the musical stands, the truck museum, Arno's Wall. There's a lot of history in town that if people take the chance to pull up for a couple of days, they can experience this sort of stuff. And even just the landscapes, you can poke out 20 kilometres in each direction and the terrain changes. And that's why I think the film industry has been interested in this town for a good 10 years or more, because you can get such a diversity in the area, of from escarpments to hills to just flat down country with no trees. And that's one of the uniquenesses of Winton. But that the Outback Way, it'll be fantastic when that is finished. And then, like, they've got the money to do the road from Ewan to the Lind. So by the time the Outback Way's finished, that'll be a bitumen road from Cairns to Perth, and we'll be on that road, which will just open up not only tourism but transport as well. And it'll be great to be on that road. People can go direct from Perth straight through the middle you've had to go all the way around the top or the bottom before that. So it'll be just phenomenal, I think, the amount of traffic that'll use that, and hopefully Winton will be right in the guts of it and get the benefits for many years to come.
Yeah, that's right, and I think it's, after we've got 395 million sealing the road now, and after that's been set, there'll only be 900 kilometres to seal, which is not very much considering it's at least 5,600 from Perth to Cairns. So we're well and truly, on our way to having that east-west connect for Australia, which is fantastic. So, and for all the towns along it and all the communities, it's just really going to be a huge economic benefit. And I guess with that comes the value of having existing facilities in town, and we can't forget to mention the wonderful pubs of Winton, and does the North Gregory still do its chicken races in the afternoon?
No, they don't. They've got a different publican in there now, so they don't do chicken races. But no, we're pretty lucky. Like, we've got 3 great pubs. The Australian actually will be opening back up again shortly. They've just done a lot of work in there, and every pub has great meals and good publicans and nice cold beer, and they're all uniquely different. Each one's got their own little bit of history, and we pride ourselves on being a pretty friendly town, and anywhere you go down the street, you can have your arm with someone, and at the moment, even the flies are very friendly, which some people aren't too keen on.
Yes. But they're seasonal. They'll come and go, won't they? When it gets too cold, they'll disappear.
And that's what you get with all that rain we had. You can't get these good seasons without having some negatives, and the flies and the stink beetles are part of it, but we'll put up with that to get some great rain around here. Absolutely, yeah, sure. Hey, and
Gavin, can you describe the new Waltzing Matilda Centre for us? Because we've seen pictures, but we haven't seen a lot inside. What's being highlighted in the Waltzing Matilda Centre, and what can people expect to see when they get there?
Well, we've got the main exhibition area, which is a large room, sort of. It's a big sort of oval, kidney-shaped sort of building area in there, and it's got all different sections from your Waltzing Matilda to your landscapes, to your film industry, to your opal, shearing.
Really great capture. The whole area. Yep. It's just excellent. That sounds beautiful. Yeah.
And it all links in sort of with the song, the different parts of when you listen to Waltzing Matilda, they're in that song, and every area has got something, probably apart from the film side, I suppose. Every other area's got a link to the song. And you wear like earphones, but they're bone conductors. You just put them in front of your ear, and as you're going around, locals are telling ripping yarns. Like I went around and interviewed a lot of people, so you're hearing all these different stories, and when you go from different areas, it changes to that area and ripping yarns about that. But in the middle we have the billabong, which is a structure made up of, I think, well over 2,000 silicon tubes. That's about 4 metres tall, and you can walk inside and outside that, and it has 5 different films that show on it every, say, 5 minutes, and it's a bit hard to describe it, how unreal it looks. You just can't put it into words. You've actually got to see it to believe it. Then there's the art gallery, and then out the back we've still got the original museum which the Winton Historical Society have maintained, and it was one of the attractions that didn't get burnt in the fire, so it was there for people to visit over the last 5 years, and the Historical Society, they've done a great job to keep that going and have an input into the new museum. Oh,
that sounds so good, and it looks sensational. What a great job, and it ties in so nicely with the architecture of the Age of Dinosaurs. So, which is fantastic, and it looks it settles into the landscape and the surrounds so nicely. It's good. Oh, that's wonderful, Gavin.
It's a very unique building compared to the old building, which had had about probably 5 or 6 add-ons done to it over the years. So one thing that came out of the fire was we got to do it properly, and you learn all those lessons over the 18 years of what you did need and what you didn't need, and hopefully this time we've done something that'll please everybody. And at the moment there is a little temporary exhibition room in there, and it's got the World War I exhibition that was in there when it burnt, so what they've saved from that, and so it's great that they could put that back in there, because we've only been in there for a couple of months.
Oh wow! Oh, that's fairly monumental, isn't it? Really, that's very meaningful. Yeah, and particularly at this time of year too. No, that's excellent, and thank you for sharing all that. I can't wait to get out there and have a look. It'd be great to see the new centre. It's going to be an attraction for many years to come. It'll be good to go. And so, what's the best way for people to connect with Winton on when they're wanting to plan their visits or come and visit you? What do you recommend people do in just starting to work out what they're going to do when they get there?
Well, there's the Experience Winton website. It's our main tourism. But if you go into the Winton Shire Council website, there'll be links, and then there's the Waltzing Matilda Centre website, so they all sort of link up. And we're in the process of upgrading the Shire Council's website and the Experience Winton website, but the tech guys have been kept pretty busy with the Waltzing Matilda Centre and just what's been going on over the last couple of months. That'll all calm down now, and we can get back to normal transmission, hopefully. And the Experience Winton is the best website to go to for if you're going to come to Winton for attractions and tours and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, terrific. Oh, that's great. Well, thanks, Gavin, so much for joining us, and we'll look forward to catching up again another time. Maybe in a few months or next year sometime on our podcast, just to see what an update is. And but thank you for joining us, and we'll have a excellent week. And I really hope all the festivals coming up go very well for Winton, and things just keep on going from strength to strength.
Yeah, no, thanks very much for giving me a chance to have a say, Helen. Everybody out there, don't forget to put Winton on your bucket list. We love seeing visitors in town, and it's a great time of year coming up to visit Winton. The weather's starting to cool down, and the sunsets are fantastic. So, don't be afraid to call in. I'm with the news agency someday, so just call in and say good day.
Fantastic. Thanks, Gavin. Cheers.
Thank you. See ya.
The Outback Way Events Calendar. Well, that was great. Have a good chat with Gavin Baskett from Winton. And now I'd like to just cover the coming up events for the end of May and June and into July. So along the Outback Way in May, there is the Winton Digger Dinosaur Experience. I think you do need to book for that. But Judy Elliott at the Age of Dinosaurs can help if you give her a call at 46572612. And that goes all the way through to the middle of June. Out at Alice Springs, there's the Tap Pink Desert Race, and that's on from the 8th to the 11th of June. Just Google Pink, F-I-N-K-E, desertrace.com.au, and you'll find all the details about that. That is an extraordinary race out in the desert for bikes and motorbikes and also cyclists and anyone really, and it just grows and grows, and it's an excellent experience to go and camp and watch the people fly past on their dirt bikes. Then of course there's the Winton Vision Splendid Outback Film Festival, which can't be missed. It's the 29th of June to the 7th of July, and you can go to Vision Splendid Film Festival. In a couple of weeks we'll be talking to Mark Melrose, the organiser of this event, and he'll be able to give us far more details about that event. And I'm looking forward to hearing the stories. This year's theme is Wide Open Road, which is, of course, pretty relevant for the Outback Way. We're looking forward to sponsoring that event and being involved. Alice Springs has a beanie festival, a really unique event from the 29th of June to the 2nd of July. So have a look at beaniefest.org, and I'll also be speaking to Joe Nixon, the organiser of that festival, shortly in the coming weeks. So you'll also be able to have more information about that. The Winton Opal Festival moves into early July, and so does the Alice Springs Show. I will be speaking with Alison from the Opal Festival also, and so you'll be hearing more about that particular event at Winton. So looking forward to keeping you up to date with what's going on the Outback Way. And as through every podcast, we will give you an update and ensure that you're aware of what's happening on the road in the coming months. And on that note, I just have one last thank you, and that is to Ellen Ronald's team for doing the editing for our shows. And without her, we wouldn't be able to put this live. So I do really appreciate Ellen's help with all this work. And but looking forward to talking with you next time. And our next guest, which will be Damien Ryan, Mayor of Alice Springs. Thank you. Thank you for tuning into the Outback Way podcast. Our notes and links will be on our website, outbackway.org.au. You can subscribe to our newsletter, buy our guidebook, and download the app if you haven't already. Please join us on Facebook, Outback Way, Australia's longest shortcut, and on Twitter at OutbackWay1. The Outback Way podcast is all about your trip. We're really trying to make it easier for you and give you valuable information to make it more enjoyable. So we'd love your feedback. Send your questions, comments and travel stories to info@outbackway.org.au, and if you share your story, we may even feature you on this podcast. Thank you for joining us through the heart of Australia on Australia's longest shortcut. Cheers for now.